A lot of my research has focused on this drastic increase in inequality that we've seen in the recent decades. Many countries have seen, especially a rise in top incomes that is a challenge to explain with standard economic models. And we've made a lot of progress in empirically documenting these trends. But the open question often remains, what kind of institutional and policy responses does this necessitate? So how should we respond to these trends? And the center stage is always taken by tax policy, which a lot of my research has focused on. But I think of these institutional responses more broadly as, changes in regulation, education policies, industrial policies, trade policies. So one example of my research that has addressed these issues is my work on superstar phenomena, which has been one model proposed to explain why, especially the top incomes have increased so much. Think of the rise of CEO compensation in the recent decades. With these superstar effects, you can explain why, increases in economic earnings have increased much faster than, for instance, the underlying skills of these managers. And then the question, of course, is if that's true that, these superstar effects really amplify any inherent differences in talent, then should that be countered by a more steeply progressive tax code? And our research has shown that the answer to that is no, because while these superstar effects make the income distribution more unequal and they lead to these astronomical top incomes, at the same time they make these top earners more responsive to small tax increases. We call that an increasing elasticity of earnings of these top earners. And that really emphasizes that while we have been able to document the rise in earnings inequality coming perhaps from these superstar effects, what we really need is also better estimates of these elasticities of earnings of these top earners. How do they actually respond if I were to increase the top marginal tax rates? Because both of these phenomena must be the two sides of the same coin.